Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to, I guess, part 2 of my Hyperion Hyperburning progression series. And today I guess I want to start off by giving a quick update in what I've done in the last few hours or so. First thing you might notice is my character looks a little bit different because now I'm actually wearing the temporary Chaos Root Abyss gear that we get from a Hyperburning. So we were meant to actually wear this at 150, but I kind of forgot about it and I opened it up not too long ago, and I used some of the mystical cubes that we got, and I used a fair amount of them to roll some of my items. So I just wanted to get like just some usable stats. So you can see my hat has 6% int, this one has just 3%, this one has 3%, the ice accessory has 6%, and this awake ring actually accidentally tiered up from rare to epic, so that's pretty low chance of happening, but yeah, we have 3% here as well. So I'm not afraid to kind of use these mystical cubes, they're pretty common. So yeah, that's just a quick update on what I've done with the character. I also did my monster parks, of course, like I said on the previous video, and I leveled up a little bit there too. But anyway, enough of that. There hasn't really been too many changes, but in this video we're going to get a lot of things done, or hopefully a lot of things done. A lot of it will be revolving around pre-quests, of course. The first thing that we have to do is unlock a lot of different bosses so we can actually progress towards them and then get the stuff that they provide us. So the first pre-quest that we need to do is Root Abyss, and the reason for this is because all these bosses, when we unlock them, will give us access to the real Chaos Root Abyss gear. So we will need to progress towards these 4 bosses before anything else. So that's the first pre-quest we need to do. The next pre-quest we need to do is for Arcarium. So Arcarium is a pre-quest boss that we need to do to get the pendants. So he actually drops 2 different pendants. One is the Mechanator and one is the Dominator pendant. Both of them are very good, and especially the Dominator pendant, that can essentially be best in slot. Unless you want to go down the Sweetwater route, which is pretty tedious, which I'm probably not going to go down, but we'll see how it goes. But for now, I'm getting my eyes aimed at the Dominator pendant. And then the last pre-quest that we need to do is for Magnus. So even though that we got his badge, we actually are still missing a shoulder piece. So Magnus is definitely a boss that we need to get done, just so we can fill out our slots a little bit. And later on, he is also still a weekly that we can do for money. Now another pre-quest that I considered doing is also Princess No. For most people, you will have to go through this boss and do the pre-quest, which is quite long. But for me, I'm kind of iffy about it, mostly because I have no rush to get a secondary, because my secondary is a crafted one. But she does drop the Kana ring, and the Kana ring is very good. So I will probably have to go through this pre-quest as well. So basically I have 4 pre-quests I need to do, and I'll just work my way through them. And the first one I'm going to go through is Root Abyss. Let's get it started, and I'll see you guys once we clear that. So for Chaos Root Abyss and the pre-quest, we'll have to do this level 125 pre-quest, and we'll just need to go through this one. After a short cutscene, now we can actually go and try to do the normal Root Abyss bosses. I'm not too sure if my character is strong enough to do it, but yeah, we'll give it a go. So I just need to grab some keys. These just cost a little bit of money, and they will start funding themselves because the other bosses drop these. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. So that was a lot easier than I had expected, so I'm pretty happy that at least I'll be getting some money and I'll be clearing out these bosses pretty quickly. We need to do this just because we need at least 5 clears of each of the normal Root Abyss bosses, so then we can actually be able to do Chaos Root Abyss. So of course for Chaos Root Abyss, the difficulty of the bosses is significantly higher, but it's good to know at least we will be able to unlock at least the bosses. So I'll just quickly go through all these bosses, and we'll move on to the next pre-quest. And with that, we finished the normal Root Abyss pre-quest. This will set us up for some money in the future as well. We get, I think, like 10 mil a day from just doing these dailies. And then we also have Zakum, and we'll slowly add up these like daily bosses so we can collect some more money. At the beginning, I think every bit of meso will add up, so we'll just try our best to get as much as we can. And with that, we also finished 1 set of runs for the bosses, so we need to do 4 more. So technically, in 4 days, we can try to do Chaos Root Abyss, but we'll see how that goes. Next up we have to do the Hyperion pre-quest. This one's a little bit longer, but I'm not sure if they've changed it. They've said something about removing the content for Silent Crusade. So we'll see how it goes. I'll just quickly run through it and hopefully it's not too long. And then after we clear the Silent Crusade pre-quest, we'll give the boss a try as well. And there we go, we have our Hyperion pre-quest done, so we should be able to actually teleport to the boss now. So let's have a quick look. There we go. And why not? Let's give it a try at easy Hyperion. I don't think I can kill normal, but easy maybe. Let's just try. So it looks like easy Hyperion is also very doable. It does take a while to do though, so I don't know if I'll still be doing easy. Could be some extra money, but it does take a little while and it doesn't really give us very much. I'm kind of indifferent on doing easy Hyperion. Normal Hyperion we definitely have to do because he drops the Dominator Pendant, which is probably one of the best in slot items we can get early on. Anyway, let's continue with our pre-quest. We got to go through our third boss, I believe, which is Magnus. For Magnus, we actually still need one item, which is our shoulder. We have already given the crystal badge from the box earlier that we used at level 140. So yeah, let's go do the Magnus pre-quest. This might take a while. Unlike the Silent Crusade, I don't know if they trimmed it down. The Silent Crusade line was significantly shorter. Let's just dive right into the Magnus pre-quest and see how it goes. So just for the record, the Magnus pre-quest did in fact not change. It was about as long as I remember. It wasn't too bad. They didn't shorten it like they did for the Hyperion quest. As part of the tradition, let's also give a try at the boss. We should be able to clear, I think, easy Magnus, but I'm not too sure. Let's see how it goes. There's another boss that we could try as well, which is easy healer. I don't really see a point of this because you do get the pocket item, but the pocket item isn't very good. And the day that we clear Pink Bean is probably when we get our 5th job advancement, so I'm not too fussed not having a pocket slot at the moment. Anyway, let's quickly sell out these crystals because it's taking up some of my inventory and just have a quick look at how much money did we actually make from clearing the bosses. I haven't actually sold my Zakin crystal from the previous video, so let's have a look. Oh, we get 30 mil. That's actually not bad. It's a lot more than I had expected, that's for sure. And yeah, I'll probably be making that like 30 mil a day. It's just to get our money, get some pre-quests done because we're still unlocking CRA, for example. And just trying to get that Mechanator Pendant from Easy Hyperion is probably worth it, even though it's taking a while. Now I know that the next pre-quest I said I was going to do was going to be Princess No, but there's actually another character that I actually need to do the pre-quest for first. And it's arguably the most important one, which is Cygnus. Now, for a lot of people, Cygnus is probably not a priority, but for Battle Mage, we do need Cygnus unlocked so then we can get recipes for our shield. I had a quick look at which mobs drop the shield recipe, and I had a look at the Battle Mage Discord, and they said that it's a bit painful looking for the shield recipe itself. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to go through the Cygnus pre-quest as well. So let's do that one next. And there we go, we finally finished the pre-quest, and surprisingly it gave a pretty good amount of EXP. I didn't put any points in, so I leveled up at least once from it. I'm not sure if I leveled up any more along the way, but yeah, surprisingly good EXP. Now, the only thing to find out is whether or not we can kill easy Cygnus, and I feel like the answer to that is no. But I can try anyway, right? It can't hurt to try. Unlike the other bosses, it is a weekly boss, so I do think that it's going to be a little bit harder. Alright, here goes nothing. Alright, so we've been in the boss for about 2 minutes and I've done about 10%. And according to the math, I think that means it's a 20-minute boss, so maybe we'll come back another time. I don't think doing Cygnus for 20 minutes is particularly worth it, even if it is for the shield recipe, but I don't even know if easy sickness drops the shield anyway. So yeah, let's ignore easy sickness for the time being, and let's just focus on getting some more things in our account prepped up and working on some more things that are a little bit more attainable at the moment. So New Day just ticked over for Reboot, so we just had our reset not too long ago, and I think it's a good time to kind of make use of this event before I do anything else. I talked about last time where I considered using the Identisk for mules, and I think the event is probably worthwhile using the Identisk event for, mostly because at least I can get it to level 120, and that will give me a enhanced rune duration for my main character. So I'm going to opt to use the event room on this character instead of my main. I'm going to go around and see if I can find a rune before I go in, just so that I can get a little bit of more EXP on this event, just to see if I can get the most out of it. I'm not too confident in finding a rune because I'm just kind of in the middle of nowhere in Leafree, but we'll see how we go. After moving around a little bit, I did actually find a rune, so what I'm going to do is I will pop this rune and then pop my 2x coupon as well, and then go into the Identisk event and see how much EXP we can get. Unsurprisingly, it gave us a hell of a lot of EXP. That gave us, what, 30 something levels? Yeah, it went from 102 to 134, and yeah, it looks like there was probably a good call to do this. I feel like this just saves a lot of time, and I only need to get this character to 140 for its Legion block, so we're basically almost there, and maybe even to 141, so we have the option of using the extreme growth potions on this character. What I probably end up doing is I'll probably do this again for my next character, the next one that I do from 0 to 100, most likely going to be a Mercedes to get more EXP, and I'm going to do the same thing where I do the 0 to 100, and then put it into the Identisk arena to get some EXP. Now the only thing I have issues with is that I don't have that many 2x coupons, and I just wanted to try to see how much EXP we got, and I'm just using the ones we get from the MVP, and yeah, it looks like it's definitely worth it. Like 30 levels in about 10 minutes is fantastic. So I might try to run down a little bit more of the EXP and see if I can get this to 140. So we finished up our coupon, and I finished up at 137, so pretty close to 140 to be honest, but yeah, this is just going to be something I'll be training in the background for the most part. I don't think I'll go out of my way to exactly train this character. Probably just find a rune, maybe smack some mobs, and then go do Zakum or something like that, and eventually get it to 140. We mostly just made this event so we get access to the Link skill, now that it's a level 2 Link. This will increase our rune duration by quite an amount, yeah, 50%, so the rune lasts for like 4 and a bit minutes. But anyway, that's enough for this event. Let's move on to the next character that I'm going to 0 to 100, which will be my Mercedes. So the reason why we're making the Mercedes next is, one, it is kind of well known for being one of the more annoying classes to train, and two, it does give an EXP link as well. So this will be a good boost to our training, and I believe the Legion block is also kind of useful with the cooldown reduction, so overall it's just a very useful character to have in your account, but it is one of the ones that are more difficult to train, and it's definitely one of the options that I had in mind to use the extreme growth potions on later in the account. But yeah, let's just get started with getting to level 100 first, and then we'll go from there. And there we go, we got our character to 101. I actually read the comments this time, and I made sure to stay in until level 101, because on my Evan I just left at 100. In hindsight, it was probably a bad idea because I almost died out in Zakum, so we don't talk about that. Anyway, let's see how long it took us. It took us about 40 minutes to do, and honestly, halfway through I had to go do my laundry, so it's a lot shorter than that. Very impressive event as expected. Now, before I do anything else, let's quickly go try to find a rune and run into Zakum and try to get that extra bonus level. And there we go, we got our 3 levels. We got level 103 for our Mercedes, and honestly I'm not really sure what I want to do with this Mercedes at the moment, because I was thinking about the Identisk event and whether or not I wanted to use it on this character. I think it would only get it to like 130 something with double EXP and the rune buff, but honestly I'm still not really convinced if I want to use it. I know I mentioned it like not too long ago that I want to do that on this character, but yeah, it's definitely something I need to reconsider because the Identist event is so strong, and the question is, do I really care about getting certain characters to a higher Legion or Link? Like, I know I already did it on my Evan, and that was good information on how much EXP the event gives, but right now I'm not too convinced, honestly. I'm kind of reconsidering, so we'll see what I decide to do with it. As of right now, I'm just going to try to do Zachem as often as possible on both my Mercedes and my Evan to slowly get them to 140, and then we'll decide what to do with the Identisk event later. Anyway, that's enough of the mules. Let's go back onto the main and see what we need to get done. So first thing I'm going to do on this character, because it is a new day, I know we did it earlier in the video, but the reset did tick over, so we actually have to go do our dailies again. And right now we only really have daily bosses that we need to do. I need to do, I've already done my Zachem, I just need to do Magnus. I have decided to do Healer, even though I said earlier maybe I won't, but it's just extra money and can't go wrong with extra money at the moment. Of course I'll need to do my 4 doors, and then my easy Arcarium to see if I can get that pendant. So I'll be right back. I'll see you guys once I get to selling the crystals, and we'll see how much we make from these daily bosses. Alright, we finished up all the bosses. It didn't take too long, thankfully, and let's see how much it sells for. We made 35 mil this time, so the difference from last time is this time I actually did normal healer. I think the crystal was in here somewhere, so that gave us a little bit of extra money. So we didn't get too many drops, but we did get a new pocket item, so we could probably use this now for the time being. It isn't much, but it does give us the 7 set, which I overlooked last time just when I was talking about it. The 7 set actually gives us a decent amount of bonuses. It gives us 10 stat and 10 attack, which is quite nice. So I might as well go and claim the charm quest so we can unlock our pocket slot, which I believe should be here under Star of Maple World. Then we talk to Lana and we should get our pocket slot here. There we go. Another pleasant surprise is I actually did get a rainbow flame, so that's kind of neat. I don't have anything to use it on at the moment, unfortunately, but we'll see if we'll end up using this for anything. So we'll just have to hold on to this and see if we can find something to use it on, because we don't really want to do it on the temporary gear. I guess technically you could put it onto one of these boss accessory items, but I think it's a low priority at the moment to use a rainbow flame on. One thing I didn't mention earlier in the video and also at the beginning is that I have also been doing this Aqua Adventure minigame that we have for the Identisk event. Basically you just go and shoot some fish and try to collect points with your teammates, and when you finish it and you get the 50,000 points or whatever it is together, you get some coupons that you can trade in for EXP after hitting level 200. I haven't really decided what to do with those yet, but I figured I might as well start collecting those, and I believe this thing you can do 3 times a week, once a day, so... Anyway, I want to quickly go do this event because I haven't done it for today, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So I just finished up Monster Park and Maple Tour. So Maple Tour of course is for the Meso, and Monster Park for the pretty easy EXP. And of course we get our Monster Park boxes as well. So I might actually start opening these up to see if we can get enough coins for the Greed Pendant. Considering how I don't even have a pendant on at the moment, it might not be a bad idea to just invest in one just to fill up that slot and also give us better chances of getting drops from bosses. And I realized that for Arcarium, because I'm hoping for a Mechanated Pendant from Easy Arcarium and the Shoulder from Magnus, the extra drop chances, you know, it's not a lot, but it's something. And with the 150 coins, we should be able to buy the Greed Pendant. And I guess the next step for me is probably just to level up to level 200 and get my 5th job. Once I get my 5th job, I can start doing some more bosses to add to my rotation. The ones I'm looking forward to doing are probably Horntail. This is just good money if I can do Chaos Horntail. I'm pretty sure at 5th job I should be able to do it very easily. I haven't done any of this yet because I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. But yeah, once I hit 5th job, Chaos Horntail should be a pretty easy daily boss. Alongside that, I might be able to do something like easy or normal Pap, so I have to go do his pre-quest in a bit. And I guess the most exciting one is honestly Pink Bean. We should be able to do normal Pink Bean once we hit that 5th job advancement as well, so that we can get his pocket item to replace our healer one. And if we're lucky, we might even be able to get the black bean mark, which I think replaces one of these two. I don't remember which one in particular, but yeah, that is our next step. Regarding my equips, I forgot to add that I added the Platinum Cross Ring, which we got from the Silent Crusade or the Hyperion prequest. It can't be potted, so I just started up to 10 for some cheap stat, and I've been wearing it since. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to talk about for now. Let's just get training. It's going to be a little while to get to 200 still. I think this 185 to 200 push might take a while, but hopefully the Evan link and the level 1 Mercedes link will make it just a little bit faster. And thankfully they gave us a bunch of 2x coupons as well, which should give us a nice boost of EXP. I should also add that I will also be training with these extreme gold potions. They just give another 10% EXP as well. Last but not least, we also have this Identisk gift. So I don't really remember where I got these points from, to be quite honest, but we'll get points throughout the event and we can put them into various stats. I've only put one level into EXP at the moment because I don't really know where I want to put my points in just yet, but I think it's a pretty no-brainer to just put it on EXP acquired, and throughout the event I will probably end up putting it to at least level 5 to make the training just that much easier. Again, I'm not too sure where I want to put the rest of my points. I might end up putting it into Ignore Defense because that's one of the struggles that you have on a new account. Anyway, back to the grind. So it took about half an hour and I got to level 197, which is exactly where I want to be actually. I want to be one level behind where I need to get to hit 200, because there is a little shortcut that you can do to get to the level 200 really quick, which is this Haven questline at 190. Basically at 190, usually you would do this at 199, it would just give you a full level. So this is the last level before 200 that we have, so if I do this questline right now, it should get me straight to level 200 from 197. It's a little cutscene with some talking, and yeah, it gives us a lot of EXP and it's pretty much free. So I'm going to quickly go through this and get my level 200. Now that we hit level 200, we can finally get our 5th job advancement, and this will give us a lot of extra skills, a lot of extra damage as well, which will let us do so much more of the content. I've skipped a lot of things and I have left them for a while because I didn't think I had the damage, but with the 5th job skills, it should give me plenty of damage to clear some of the content. So let's go through the 5th job advancement together, and I'll probably just skip through it so you guys don't have to sit through everything, but yeah, let's go through it, get our 5th job, and have a look at our new skills. And there we have it, we have unlocked our 5th job skills, and this is our V matrix. It's basically just a fancier version of our skills tab that we can access, and we can put down new skills in. So these are the 4 skills that we get for our class, and as we play and unlock more skills, we can put them into our V matrix to get some more abilities to use during fighting and during mobbing. And of course we can also get boost nodes, but we can go through that another time. Right now I just want to put in all my skills and see what we need to get done now. We just need to start off with doing some stuff in the Arcane River, which is a new area that we unlock at level 200. So we just need to go and start the pre-quest. Unfortunately, I have to actually go through the entire thing because, yeah, we just don't really have an option there. Let's just go straight into the Arcane River and try our best to skip the cutscene that will instantly play. And with that, we get our first arcane symbol. Unfortunately, it's not the real one. We're just going to use this to do our starter quests. And you can see here, it gives us quite a lot of stat. It gives us 300 stat and also 40 arcane power. Now, before I do anything else regarding the Arcane River, because there is a whole quest line that we have to go through to actually unlock the real thing, it's good to note that the Arcane Force is kind of like Star Force in the sense that if you have less than the required amount of Arcane Force, you won't do enough damage. So you can see here, it gives us the number of Arcane Force required for the highest area, which is 60. So right now, our Arcane symbol only gives us 40. So ideally we want to be 60, and I think because we hit level 200, we get a title that gives us arcane power. So for our Hyperburn, we get this temporary title, and it gives us, oh, actually 50 arcane power, so that's perfect. Now with this Eternal Flame title, it will give us a total of 90, which is more than enough to go through the questline comfortably. So if this is your first Hyperburning character, make sure you equip the title once you hit 200. Otherwise, the questline might be a bit difficult, but with this title, it should be quite easy. I'm gonna go off and quickly finish off the Arcane River pre-quest for Vanishing Journey, and I'll see you guys in just a sec. And there we go, we get the real arcane symbol now after finishing up the pre-quest. So now we can actually upgrade these now with the dailies and slowly work on this. Another thing for the arcane symbols for finishing up level 200, I think we get a level 5 one by default. Yep, we can claim a reward and we can just start off with a level 5 arcane symbol, which is really nice. We also get some node stones as well, which will be very handy in boosting our 5th job skills. So let's just get these equipped first, and yeah, here we have a bunch of node stones. We get 5 from actually finishing our job advancement. I found one on the floor from just doing the dailies, and we just got 50 from the star as well. Now let's just quickly check to see if we have any other things. I think we might get a supply drop. We get one more supply drop, and they give us 500 nodes, which is huge. We get a bunch of money, which is great. But I'm actually mostly excited for this ring selector. So it's similar to the one that we had before, where we just get a one of these rings. Well, we've already got the awake ring equipped, so we shouldn't get that one again. I don't think we can even choose it, but just to be sure, I'll make sure not to choose that. So in this case, I'll choose let's choose this one. Oh, I need 3 spots for it. Just give me a second. Okay, let's try this again. So we get the ring, we get 30 cubes and a free legendary pot scroll, which is great. So this thing basically goes straight to legendary. So right now it's rare, and we should be able to make it go straight to legendary. And then the idea is that we can use the cubes that they gave us to roll some lines on it. So let's give that a go and see what we can get. Okay, well, I don't really know what to say about that. We hit a double meso line. Okay, for the ones who are watching this and wondering what this means, it means that every time I pick up a bag off of the floor while wearing this ring, I get 40% more meso. And this is really, really good for us because early on, you don't actually need too much damage to do a lot of the content. And a lot of people will opt to make these event rings their drop and meso gear. And I just hit 2-line meso. That is actually so insane. I mean, I was hoping for 2 lines of stat, so ideally I was hoping for 18 to 21% int, but I mean, if they give me double meso, then sure, I'm not complaining about that at all. Wow, okay, and the best thing about this is it's actually, yeah, it's just an upgrade for most of the rings. It beats out the Platinum Cross quite handedly, so let's replace the Platinum Cross ring. I got a double meso ring. Oh, that is too good to be true. Wow. Yeah, well, yeah, we lose a little bit of damage, unfortunately, but you know what? This is very convenient. I don't know. Anyway, let's get out of here. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Alright, I just had a quick look at the stats and the chances of hitting this meso line, and it's 1 in about 1,500 cubes. So needless to say, this is an insane amount of luck to hit something like this. The reason why it's so hard to hit is because the meso line is something known as a prime line, and to hit those with these purple cubes, these I guess solid cubes, it's quite hard to hit double prime. Usually you use more expensive cubes from the shop, and yeah, usually you would only hit 1 prime line. The fact that I hit 2 useful prime lines is actually so crazy. So yeah, it's a 18.5 build average apparently, so considering how I got that for free is ridiculous. But yeah, I think we'll just leave that. Yeah, this is so dumb. I might just end the video soon. I had a quick look and we're already about half an hour into this video. So I might wrap it up with just talking about these node stones. So I'm going to crack open all the node stones that we have gotten so far. And the main reason for this, of course, is these node stones are a big source of our damage. One thing that you have to know about the 5th job is there are skill nodes, but there are something called boost nodes. I don't have any at the moment, but what they effectively do is they upgrade your 4th job skills that you've been using. So all these are skills I've been using for mobbing and whatnot, they get an improvement as well. So we have to get that through our node stones. So just give me a bit. I'm going to open up these like 500 or so nodes, and we'll see what we can get out of our V matrix from it. Okay, so about 40 years later, I finally opened up about 500 of the nodes. There's still a few more to go, but let's just go through them real quick together, so then at least you guys can have an idea of what's going on. So when you open up all the nodes, you just get a bunch of these things. There's a lot going on, right? It's quite overwhelming for a new player, so I'll try my best to explain to you guys how this works. The first thing is that you have your 5th job skills, like here, and I think most classes have 4 main ones, and you can enhance them just by right-clicking it and then choosing enhance, and this is how you level up your 5th job skills. And you can do this with each of the individual ones, and yeah, you just slowly rank up your 5th job skills like that. Then you have some skills known as common skills. You have some skills called decent skills, and you have some other class-specific skills. Typically speaking, you want to hold on to at least one of each of these, except some of the useless ones like Hyperbody is not particularly useful for most classes. Decent Mystic Door is not very useful for Reboot, for example. It would be a good idea to just have a research on which nodes are actually useful for your class, and I recommend just checking your class's Discord. If you're not sure where to find that, I'm sure you could find the resource somewhere on Google. Unfortunately, I don't have the links handy for all the classes, but a lot of the Discords will tell you which nodes are the most useful ones. But the most important thing that I'm going to try to focus on for this video is the fact that we have to try to find the correct boost nodes. And the way that you do it is using this boost node filter, and you want to put down the 3 main skills of each of the classes. So for Battle Mage, I'm going to have to quickly look at a guide myself. It looks like my main trio that I'm looking for, so they're known as just like node trios. I need to look for Finishing Blow, Dark Shock, if I can find it, and Condemnation. So if I filter through this, it will give us all the nodes that have those in. So typically what you would do is you need 2 sets of nodes. So you have to look at the top line. You can see here, I have 2 that have Condemnation on the top line. I have 2 with Dark Shock on the top line and 2 Finishing Blows. What you're going to do is you're going to pick 2 of them, and then those are the 2 trios that you're going to keep for that particular trio. You shouldn't have more than 2 at a time, but you can have 3 if you want to boost them earlier, but typically speaking, most people only keep 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check which one is going to be the highest level after I combine them. So it looks like Condemnation and Finishing Blow have slightly more nodes in them, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock them. This way you won't be able to disassemble it, and then enhance that one. I'll use Finishing Blow, I'll lock this, and then enhance. Now I can put these into my V matrix, and this will boost my main 3 skills. After you find that, you also typically have a second trio. Most classes have 2 to 3 trios. I know some classes also have 1, for example. I think Marksman only has 1, but some other classes do have 2, and I will look for my second one now. I have to find the one with Dark Genesis, Sweeping Staff, and Battle Burst. And I can see I have only 2. I have one that starts with Battle Burst, and the other one starts with Dark Genesis. So I don't have the other skill, I don't have Sweeping Staff on the top line, so that's fine. And I can enhance these as well. With the remainder of my nodes, I'm going to try condense them and then keep the ones that I need. For example, I know that I only probably need 1 level of Rope Lift, there's no point upgrading this. Similarly for Decent Sharp Eyes, I only need 1. Decent Combat Orders, you only need 1. Decent Advanced Blessing. Decent Speed Infusion. Blink is a arguable one to try to upgrade, but maybe not early in the game, so I might only just keep that at 1 for the time being. Nova is a bind that you can use for bossing, so definitely keep at least one of that. Will of Urda is a utility skill that you should keep at least one of. You don't need to necessarily fill it up. Decent Holy Symbol is extra EXP and extra drop rate. This one you definitely want to enhance. More EXP, more drop rate, can't complain. As for me, I have a bunch of additional skills. This one is for the resistance characters. This one will need to be enhanced for me. I have Maple Goddess Blessing. I think most classes have their own version of it, and this one is also should be enhanced whenever you get them. Mana Overload is a mage specific skill. This one for me will also be upgraded. Then I have Ethereal Form, which is sort of like a protective skill. I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to max this, so I'll just leave this locked at 1 for the time being. And then we have all these spare boost nodes that we probably won't use, and also a bunch of special nodes that we can disassemble. You can keep these special nodes, they are only temporary, but some of them are pretty good. They give you extra EXP, some of them give you extra damage while doing bosses and stuff like that. So it's up to you whether or not you want to keep these. For me, personally, I'm probably just going to disassemble them. After disassembling them, you'll get a bunch of node shards, and with these shards you can craft specific skills, so you can, for example, click onto them and then craft them, and this will let you specifically level up nodes. For example, if you want to level up your boost nodes, you'll have to craft more of the top line, so in this case it would be Condemnation, and to level up your skills you just have to craft more of them. Depending on which class you are playing, you will have to craft different ones and different priorities, so I highly recommend you guys check out your own class discords to see which ones you should keep. Anyway, I think that will be all for this part. I wanted to end it a little bit earlier, but I figured I might as well go through some of the nodestone stuff with you guys. I know it's only a brief overview of what they do and how to utilize them, so I highly recommend you guys check out other guides for more in-depth. But if you want to hear more from me, just let me know in the comments if you've made it this far into the video. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up by opening the rest of my nodes and fixing them, and yeah, I think that will be all from me today. The next part we'll try to do some more bossing and see how strong our character is and see how much more money we can make per day. With that being said, guys, thank you for joining me on this journey so far. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.